What's going on, guys? TTL here. Had a lot of people request some NBA content in the last video, so wanted to go ahead and get an NBA video out. I'm only going to have three props. There's only two games today, so these three props are three props that I'm actually really confident in, so I wanted to get these out to you guys. But as always, guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. I try to post daily content. I didn't post yesterday because yesterday was Easter and I have a 5-year-old daughter, so it was just spending time with her, spending time with family, um, Easter egg hunting. We went to lunch, that kind of thing. So hope you guys had a happy Easter, by the way. But let's lock back in. It's a Monday, start of the week, and we have some decent NBA games tonight. We have the Knicks versus the Pistons, and then we have the Clippers versus the Nuggets. So let's get into it. These games don't start until 7:30 p.m., so plenty of time to get these picks in. And I have three picks that I'm actually really loving today. So let's get into it. As always, guys, on WAP, you can get a free week to try it out. Use code WEEK100. The link and the code is in the pinned comment in the comments when you scroll down. So it's just WEEK100, WEEK 100 for a free week on the WAP. Get every slip that I put in. And as always, I play over on Underdog primarily. I play on all the pick'em apps, but Underdog is the one that I love the most. And Underdog, you can use code TTL or just scan the QR code in the bottom left, and you get a deposit match up to $1,000. So take advantage of that, guys. Get into. So let me go ahead and pull up my second monitor, the Discord, and so I can see my three NBA props that I wanted to give you guys. And first up, we're going to play Russell Westbrook, and we're going to take his over 19.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And when we go over to predictiveprofits.ai, this is a website I created, and you can use code TTL50 for half off of this. But we're going to type in Russell, and we can see all of his lines for today. And the one that I'm liking the most is the points, rebounds, and assists at 19.5. We can see it's minus 135 odds on sportsbooks. So it has an implied probability of a 57% chance of hitting based on that. Now we have the over hitting in 71.77% as a projected hit rate. How Predictive Profits got this is it ran 10,000 simulations of this exact game, and that was the amount of times of those simulations that he went over. So 7,177. And when we go over and we click on him, we can see he's gone over this in 4 of his last 5 games, 7 of his last 10, and in 54 of 76 games this season thus far. He's had a minimum of 16 minutes played per game and a maximum of 42. Over his last 10, we can see he's playing an average of 27.1 minutes. Over his last 5, 25 minutes. So we can assume he's going to play at least around 24, 25 minutes today. With him playing over 24 minutes, his last, I don't know why it's working like that, but this season, playing at least 24 minutes, he's went over in 85.2% of the time, 52 of 61. So that's definitely a great sign there. And when we take a look at his field goal attempts over his last 10 games, we can see over his last 10 games, he's averaging 12 field goal attempts. And he last game, which was April 19th, so just 2 days ago, he actually had 17 field goal attempts, which was his most in like 6 games. Yeah. And he had only made 5 of them. Now he only made 5 and he still like went over his PRA by quite a bit. But if he has that amount of volume, I'm expecting him to go over even with 9, 10 field goal attempts made. But if he has volume like last game, I mean, he's going to soar over this 19.5 number. We have him projected for 24 PRA today with, again, a projected hit rate of almost 72%. Now, the Clippers defense is a pretty good defense. They're ninth in the league for least amount of assists allowed, fourth for least amount of points, and first for least amount of rebounds. But I don't think Russell Westbrook is going to have any problem getting some PRA in today's matchup versus the Clippers. So let's go ahead and lock this in as our first prop of the day for NBA today and move on to our second prop, which is going to be Dennis Schroeder. And we're going to take his over. You can take his over 3.5 assists at 0.91x, or I opted in for the full payout, and it actually has a little bit higher hit rate or projected hit rate on predictive as well. So I went ahead and took the 14.5 points, rebounds, and assists. But if you would rather take the 3.5 assists, that is perfectly fine as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at this one. We can see right here points, rebounds, and assists 14.5. The odds are minus 135. So again, a 57.45% implied probability based on the odds. The projection is a 71.16% chance of hitting. And when we take a look, he's went over this in 2 of his last 5, in 7 of his last 10, and in 56 of 76 this season, a 73.7% hit rate this season. The Knicks defense is pretty good, 7th in assists allowed per game, 9th in his points, and 2nd in rebounds. But we have him projected for 20 PRA in this matchup. I don't think we're going to have any issues with him going over this 14.5 PRA line today. And we can see he's played a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 42 minutes per game this season. Over this season, he's averaging 28.1 minutes played. Last 10, an average of 31.4 minutes played per game. Last 5, 28.6. So we can go ahead and do at least 28 minutes. And we can see his hit rate for the season goes all the way to a 90.7% hit rate on the season when he's played 28 minutes or more. Now, over his last 10 games, we can see he's averaging 10.2 field goal attempts per game. The minimum he's had is 4. The maximum he's had is 18. I'm projecting that he's going to have right around that 10 number, honestly, probably somewhere close to there. If I had to give a range, I would probably say somewhere between 8 field goal attempts and like 14. Now, 14 is pretty high. I'm assuming he'll get somewhere between 10 and 12 if we wanted to give a little bit of a smaller range. But as long as he shoots between 10 and 12 field goal attempts, I think he should go over this 14.5 PRA pretty easily. So again, I have him projected for over 3.5 assists. That's 4 assists right there, right? So then we only need 11 points and rebounds. And if he's shooting 11 or 12 field goal attempts, he could get that with just points itself. So Dennis Schroeder over 14.5 PRA versus the Knicks tonight. I really like this prop. His prop lines are 8.5 points, 3.5 assists, and then 1.5 rebounds. So if we assumed, obviously, that would be 6, 14.5. So I'm loving this, though. Let's go ahead and take the over 14.5 for Dennis Schroeder, points, rebounds, and assist. And I do think this could bump up for us. So let's lock that in and move on to our third and final prop of the day, which is going to be Jalen Brunson. Now, I will go ahead and say I really like the McBride props, but there's no picks available. I'm not sure if he's not playing tonight or what. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Jalen Brunson prop, but when I searched up the McBride prop that was on predictive, he's not on underdog right now. So that was my favorite prop for the Knicks, was McBride. But we're gonna go ahead and take Jalen Brunson on the under while we wait for that one to come up. But Jalen Brunson under 31.5 points and rebounds. So this is a 3 pick that I'm taking in VIP, and it is a full payout 6x. Now I only put 1 unit on this. I don't feel comfortable putting any more than 1 unit, but I put $50 on this to win $300. So it's a 6x standard payout. Go ahead and take this 3 pick, guys. And Jalen Brunson under 31.5 points and rebounds. 64.81% projected hit rate. Jalen Brunson. We can see he's went under in 80% of his last 5, 60% of his last 10, and in 64.2% this season. 43 of 67 he's went under. Now he's played a minimum of 8 minutes, a maximum of 45. Last 10, 37 minutes per game. Last 5, 35. So obviously he's played a lot of minutes lately. Now, the Detroit Pistons, they are 14th in the league for points allowed, 10th for rebounds. So we have him projected for 28.5 PR in this matchup. So somewhere between 28 and 29 points and rebounds. That's somewhere I would honestly really expect him to be at. Field goal attempts for his last 5 games. He had 9 field goal attempts, 21, 15, 17, 27. Now, I'm expecting anywhere between like 12 and 18 field goal attempts. Now, over his last 10, he's averaging around 20. Over his last 5, he's averaging around 18. Last game, again, he had 27, which is a little bit scary. He still barely went over this line, and by barely, I mean he went over by 5. Yeah, but he went over by 4.5. And that's with 27 field goal attempts. If he shoots 21, even like in this game, he shot 21, he had 28 PR. I mean, I really don't see him going over 31 and a half PR tonight unless he's shooting 28 to 30 field goal attempts. As long as he stays under 20, I feel pretty comfortable that he's going to go under this line. Let's go ahead and lock this in. Jalen Brunson under 31 and a half PR. 64.81% projected hit rate. Again, we have him projected for 28 to 29 PR. So we do have a little bit of wiggle room here. Let's lock it in. Let's hit this 6x 3-pick. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and guys, use code WEEK100. Get you a free week of VIP on the WAP. You're not going to regret it. Let's keep locking in, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video.